Hello, welcome everybody here. People watching it live, people watching it later. Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning if you're watching this session later. Welcome from my side. This is a new beginning. This is a new course to everybody present out here watching it live or watching it later. This is Kapildev Sharma, one of the English faculties at oliveboard. And since it is the first session, would love to ask, is it comfortable, audible, visible? Please, people who are live, comment from your side. Welcome, Manish. Good evening, brother. Welcome, everybody here. If you drop a word, I'll be very helpful to you because I'll be addressing you just like an offline session. We address students by their names. Hey, what are you doing? Please pay attention to the class. You will feel just like the offline classes, the same interaction over here. Before I start, let me mark some words from your side. Welcome, Manish. Welcome, Neha. People who are live, just drop a word. And we go ahead now in this new beginning, new course, new batch, the English medium one. Yes, you will have all the basics, the nuances, the advanced parts also in English, completely in English. Whenever you feel uncomfortable, can drop a word. I'll explain shortly. Okay, I start this session now. Yes. So, D, hello, good evening, dear. Welcome, Nitin. Good evening. Hey, dear. Welcome from my side. Okay, I start the session now. Meanwhile, if you have any difficulty, any query, any question, you can drop it out in the comment section. Either me or my assistant will answer you shortly. Okay, let's go ahead now. This is the very first session. We will discuss, as I mentioned before, not only the basics but also the advances. The only thing I'll request from my side to all of you is stay attentive. Do not miss a class. I know problem persists. Whenever you feel any difficulty, you're not able to watch the session live, can watch the session later. But yes, do watch the classes because just like a movie, if we watch just only 10 minutes, we do not get the whole theme of the movie, I should say. In the same manner, in English, particularly the subject, where we compile noun, pronoun, adjectives, verbs, adverbs all together in a sentence. In order to find the errors in the examination in a sentence, we have to have a deep knowledge, if I say, of not only nouns but also pronouns, adjectives, articles, verbs, and all together. All these parts of speech make one sentence. Okay, I hope my message is clear. Let's start the session. This is the very first one, and we'll be discussing some introduction, some of the basics to English. Basically, all of us know that English, okay, I shouldn't say this right now, I'll teach you. Okay, so here we go. Before I say anything, since this is a regular batch, not the target batch, that we are in a hurry to finish it, I request you to go ahead with this passage, please. Please go through this, and once you are done, a thumbs up from your side so that I'll go ahead faster. Just a piece of motivation on the very first day from my side to all of you. Welcome. Uh, Not able to pronounce name correctly. Excuse me if I mispronounce your name. Vishak Pavumpa. I beg pardon if I mispronounced your name. Welcome, dear, heartily. Done. A thumbs up from your side before we go ahead so that I get a clear picture you have gone through this. Done. Okay. Let me show the rest half. Thank you. Done. Thank you so much. I hope you are mature enough to get this. Uh, if I say in just 1 minute, I repeat, this is a foundation batch, so no need to be in a hurry. We will get everything step by step, patiently and gradually, not exponentially that way. In just one line, if I conclude this, I hope you will agree to what I say. 100 years ago, when Rabindranath Tagore back in 1900s wrote the everything, you better know what I'm talking about, people used to have the attention span of weeks to months. People used to have books to study, to write. The attention span was to weeks, from weeks to months. We had to remember those things, what we are discussing, what we have been discussing, if I be honest, for weeks to months. 1950s, 1960s, cinema came into existence and we watch movies for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. We stay there, concentrate there, but once we get out, we have, we say, get indulged in daily activities, those daily things of ours. So now the attention span of weeks to months got reduced to say 2 to 3 hours, or in hours we say. Come here. Nowadays we have TikTok, we have Instagram, we have WhatsApp statuses, we have a number of things, and we scroll them, and our attention span changes every 15 seconds. I hope you agree to what I'm saying. Nowadays, people lack, students especially, in their attention span. This is a big RC. I can't concentrate. I forgot what was written there, what was mentioned here. But we have to concentrate when it comes to competitive examinations. This is SSC, you get a moderate level of RC. In banking, we have better RCs. In RBI grade B, we have 4 to 5 page RCs. We have to concentrate a lot. And those are not the story based ones, they are the economy based ones, the financial ones, and such. On the very first day, I'm not demotivating you, but saying that please work on your attention span, please work on your concentration, which will help you ultimately. And that's an RC defining the same stuff, huh? I hope you agree to this, that nowadays we get things instantly, but they are not the major things, they are the minute things that we get instantly. A coffee, please. Yes, we get the coffee in 5 minutes. But can I say one post in SSC CGL, please? We are not going to get that in 5 minutes or even 5 months. Exceptions are always there. Thank you so much. Hey, dear, whoever you are, most welcome from my side. Thank you so much. Hey, dear. Thanks a lot for the encouragement and support. So please, please, please have this Brad making attitude, what they say. Please have patience. Please have patience. Big things do not come instantly. I repeat, big things do not come instantly. It takes just 12 hours to make a Toyota, but it takes 6 months to make a Rolls Royce. And if you have that knowledge, you know what a Rolls Royce is and what a Toyota is. So that's the difference. If your dreams are big, they take time. Let's go ahead. In English, in examinations, we will study all these things step by step. We have error detection, we have sentence improvement, we have fillers, call this the sentence completion. We have active and passive voice, we have direct and direct narration, we have RCs, close test, parajumbles, and we have a whole section of vocabulary, antonyms, synonyms, one words, idiom, phrases, and spell check. All these are completed with the help of grammar. I will teach every single thing about them. And trust me, no overconfidence, just the confidence. You will get 100% marks in voice and narration. Every sincere student gets. Not a big issue to attempt voice and narration in examination. Yes, it is. I will drop a link here. You can join. Most welcome, hey dear. We will have the link before I leave. I'll drop a link and please join there. Would be happy to send daily vocabulary to all of you, free classes for all of you, and such. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is your reading part when it comes to RCs, close test, and parajumbles. And this is, you better know, sheer vocabulary. And English must be in your mind, just not one topic or subject English. It has 3 sections each: grammar, vocabulary, as well as your reading part, which comprises our examination pattern of SSC and other examinations as well. Okay, we will study all these things. So please focus on grammar. I'll teach you every single thing about grammar. Please focus on vocab. Here, maturity is, I cannot say what I teach will be covered in examinations because vocabulary cannot be completed. Neither I nor you have mugged up those millions of words in the English language. In English, we have some 8 to 10 to 12 lakh words. We cannot mug them up. But yes, we can have the revision of those which are asked frequently. And some new from The Hindu, I send on a daily basis. So we will go through all those on a daily basis in Telegram groups and such. Do have the reading part through mock tests. You are at oliveboard, you have the functionality of mock tests, no objection with that. And the sheer regular practice of all these altogether takes us to the final selection. How do we do that? Some do's and don'ts from my side on the very first day. Practice everything. I say in my classes regularly, most of you probably are watching me for the first time. Trust me, you may be better than I. In formal English, they say better than I. I'm not wrong. It shouldn't be better than me in formal English and written English and what I'm teaching. I should say better than I. That is correct. You will come across this in the chapter of pronouns in English. So you may be more intelligent than I when it comes to the knowledge of English. You may be more intelligent than I, but I have more experience than you. Experience I'm talking about, which shows that what is asked in which examination and what's the percentage, which section is asked most frequently, what is not even generally asked in such. So please trust me, practice everything asked by SSC in last 5 years, 7 years if you can. We have to, because the more you practice, the better you be and become. Adapt yourself to the changes. In last 2 years straight, SSC has made n number of changes. N number of changes. I think all of us know about it. Say, CGL Tier 2 used to have 200 questions in English. Now it's just 45 changes, and we have to adapt ourselves as per the changes. SSC CHSL didn't have Tier 2, but now we have Tier 2 in SSC CHSL as well. Minus marking in mains examination was the same as the pre one, 1 upon 4, but now it is 1 upon 3 in mains. So whenever we come across some changes, we have to adapt ourselves as per the changes asked by that regulatory body and such. Do have comfortable reading skills. You need not go through The Hindu, the Financial Express for SSC examinations. The RCs are not that big. They are not that inference based. Out of every 5 questions, if I say 3 or sometimes 4, sometimes 2 as well, are written directly in the passage, 1 or 2 questions are difficult, which we can grab by practicing regularly and practicing hard. Remember to focus on vocab. This is a major part in SSC examinations, and sometimes it is not easy to answer the most appropriate one. How do we do that? We will go through that. Do focus on formal grammar. Every one of you, I'm speaking Hindi right now, but my mother tongue is, I'm speaking English right now, I'm sorry, but my mother tongue is Hindi. If I were speaking Hindi, I would have said, you might have gone through some formal and informal letters in your schooling as well. Probably you guys have in your mother tongue or in English, probably those formal letters in school, also the informal letters in school. Every language has this formal section and informal section. When we talk to our friends, hey, come on, you are better than me. That's the tone we use when we talk to our friends. But in written English, in written parts, we have to follow the formal variations. So we have to focus on the formal part. I will teach all those, don't worry about that. But that means not everything that is available on the internet, that is marked by Google or in the Google results, is going to be correct for my examinations. No, 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 not ever. Not ever. Please. Google shows results from English. That may be British. I'll show you in next 2 to 3 minutes. Some of the differences I can mark on the very first day between British English and American English. And there are other variants also, the Australian one, the New Zealand one, and such. So when you come across a result on Google, it happens. Is it clear that this is going to be the British part or the American part or the Australian part? And nothing such. So focus on grammar, but the formal one, not the informal ones or the casual ones or the spoken ones or the American one. That is not considered correct in examinations. Remember, level changes of the questions. If I say marks differ, definitely we have 200 questions, we have 100 questions, we have 45 questions, 30, 25 and such. But remember, the functional body is same. That's SSC, which has been conducting these examinations. Trust me, 70% on an average vocabulary gets repeated. 70% on an average vocabulary questions get repeated. Trust me. Sometimes the questions of grammar or fillers, or a couple of times we have come across RCs getting repeated and closed tests also getting repeated. We will discuss all these things in detail. That's the first day, not the last day. Let's talk about the language. Have patience, as I showed on the very first slide. Do not be in a hurry, because in every language, I think they say haste makes waste. Something is marked here, Manish, and I think, sir, your spelling is wrong. Neha, sir, please correct the spelling. It's English, not Anglish, and your spelling is wrong. But I'm all correct on the very first day. I'm just talking about the etymology, the history, the origin of this language in just a couple of minutes. We are not discussing history and GS here, but of English we are discussing in 2 minutes. Back in 5th century AD, 5th century AD, some 1500 years ago, three sorts of people, three sorts of people. They were Angles, they were, say, sections, and they were Jutes. Angles, sections, and Jutes. These people stayed somewhere. It wasn't even England or Britain back then, back in 15th century AD, if I talk about. Three sorts of people, three kinds of people: Angles, sections, and Jutes. They stayed somewhere. It was their local dialects which became quite famous. I repeat, it was their local dialects which became quite famous. And those people, these Angles, named their language Anglish. I repeat, those Angles named their language Anglish. Yes, 400 to 500 years later, it became England, for which they renamed it to English. Just like we have Spain and Spanish, we have, say, British for Britain. In the same way, for England, it became English. But back on 1500 years ago, if I say, that was English for the people called Angles. What do you say? In GS, I'm sure, in GS, I'm sure, whenever you say or mark any reference to the British people, haven't you come across the word Anglo-American, Neha? Anglo-German, Anglo-Indian, Anglo-Spanish, Anglo-French, ANGLO. Haven't you? Everyone here? I'm sure you must have, or you will have. That's the same reference given to the English people, because 1500 years ago, when this language popped up, if I say, those were Angles, not Engels. Thank you so much for the confirmation. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. So that's the reason why we still say Anglo American, Anglo Indian, Anglo Spanish, Anglo French, and such. These were the Angles for which we got English, and now it became English because of England and such. Okay. In 10th century AD, French became the official language of the English people out there. French became the official language of the people out there. 400 years on, French remained the official language of people out there in the UK, what we call the UK now. 14th century, English became the official language once again, but if a language is used, spoken, written for 400 years, many of the words get mixed in your native tongue as well. Just like when we speak Hindi as well, for example, I can speak Hindi, so I can give examples of that. Some of the words we don't use in Hindi. For example, if I say ambulance, we don't have any word for ambulance in Hindi. Not the WhatsApp derived ones. Official ones, we don't have any word, because that's a word given from, I think, the UK or such. The same happened in English. We have n number of words today which we use. They are from French. How did French get merged in English? Because it went on in this country for 400 years straight. 16th century, Queen Elizabeth. India, 1835, Lord Macaulay. There is no single bagger in this country. You better know what I'm talking about. Came to India, education system was so strong, demolished it, and what happened is quite known to all of us. Now English is the official language in many countries, or the joint official language in almost all the countries across the world. Okay, that was the history of English from my side in a couple of minutes. If I ask you how many alphabets are there in English, may I get the answer? Quite easy one, I think. If I ask you, everyone present out here, you interact with me, I interact with you, and we'll have a healthy session every single day. How many, Neha, this is your first day here for the basics. You have gone through the target batches, but this is the one with deep, deep, and deep. 26. Manish, 16? I just know 26. I'll wash out those 10 and we'll get back to you, brother. Okay. To your surprise, since we are in an English online class, we have the availability of opening Oxford dictionaries. I think all of us are mature enough that Google may show wrong results because that's a search engine. Okay, I'm not saying this to show off, but I'm an engineer with GATE qualified and the degree of master's as well. I'm an MTech, Master of Technology. No problem, not showing off. Whatever comes across Google, That's the result also of SEO. If somebody here from the engineering background, SEO, which is search engine optimization. If you want, you better know this, I think. With the help of money, initially, you can get your website, your app up above in the search results. That is called SEO, search engine optimization. Why I mentioned all these things? Because if anything is marked on Google for a number of times, it doesn't gives the authenticity or the credibility of that website or the result. But since childhood, I'm sure we have gone through a dictionary called, it's quite easily visible, I think, Oxford Dictionary. And that's the most official one, trustable one. Okay. Let me show you something live so that you can trust me, because it's a first day and many of you must, may not be, if I say. See, this is official Oxford. I am not saying this. Do not trust Google. English says there is only one alphabet in English. I'll explain in the next 5 minutes. In English, we have just one single alphabet. Don't be surprised. I'll make it clear how that is possible and how's the result possible. There is only one alphabet in English. Because what we think, or probably what we were taught, is not the correct definition of the word alphabet. I'll teach you. See what it says: a set of letters, symbols in a fixed order for writing or something in a language. A set of letters or symbols, the letters of the English alphabet, this alphabet, that alphabet. Alpha, let's pick it up, is the first letter of the Greek alphabet. I'm sure it is visible to you. Absolutely, Manish. That's the correct emphasis if we talk about. Let me teach you. What happens? Listen to me patiently. In next 2 minutes, you will get the answer, or a max of 5. There is only one alphabet in each and every language. There is only one alphabet, if I say, in each and every language, not the 26 or 36 or 44 or 22 or anything such. Sir, how? Can you explain? Yes, I can. Initially, haven't you heard of Neha? Haven't we heard this word is taken from a Greek word, from a Latin word, from a German word, from a French word? We have come across this. English language, you ask me, I'll show you live that this word has been taken from the French word, from the Greek word, from the Latin word, from the German word, etc. In the same fashion, what happens? Take the first letter of the Greek alphabet, which is alpha. You just came across that. Alpha, the very first letter of the Greek alphabet. Take the second one, that's beta. I'm sure we have gone through this in mathematics. Remember? Alpha, beta, gamma, theta, and many such. All of us have gone through it either in physics or in mathematics and such. Okay, let's write it down. The spelling goes ALPHA. Okay, the spelling goes BETA, if I'm not wrong. And I think all of us know in our mother tongues, be it Hindi, be it Tamil, Telugu, Urdu, etc., when we merge a couple of words, either the spelling or the pronunciation changes. When we merge a couple of words, either the spelling or the pronunciation changes. The same happens here. You get alpha, the very first letter of the Greek alphabet. You get beta, the very second letter of the English alphabet, of the Greek alphabet, I'm sorry. And when you merge them, just this letter gets dropped. Didn't we get the same spelling as that? Didn't we get the same spelling as that? Alphabet. For every single language, we have this alpha, beta as the initial letters of the alphabet. Just like all of us have a laptop, we have a mobile phone. Okay, let me write something. I'm writing a note. Okay, what happened there? Okay, he went to the school and something such, something such. I didn't save it. I did not save the note, the Word file, say the PPT, etc. And I just went back. When I open it again, people here, if I didn't name it, I will get the initial 3 to 4 words of the file, the initial words, as the name of that file. Have you come across this? You are writing a Word file, you are writing a PPT, you are writing a note in your phone, in the textbook over there. And if you do not name that, the initial 3, 4 words of the file, what is written in the file, will be considered the name of the file. Just like, for example, I'm writing some questions of mathematics. The cost price of 26 item is something such. I wrote the whole file, didn't name it. My laptop will just a sec. The name there, my laptop will mark, will be the cost of 26 dash 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 dash. The same happening here. You have alpha, the very first letter. You have beta, the very second letter. You are combining them and it becomes alphabet. That's the base theme. I hope you got the message. So trust me, I'm not teaching wrong. Trust me, I'm not teaching wrong. A is not the alphabet, the whole alphabet of any language. This is just a letter. B is not the whole alphabet. This is just a letter. C is not the whole alphabet. This is just the letter of the English alphabet. And combining all these 26 letters up to X, Y, say Z or Z, we get the whole alphabet. So this is the alphabet. Not A alone is the alphabet, not B alone is the alphabet, not C alone is the alphabet. Is it okay? Everyone watching it live, everyone watching it later. Objections welcome, always welcome. Treat this as your offline class. You can say, sir, I didn't get this. Please explain it again. I'll be very happy to explain that again. This is the concept of the word alphabet. Trust me, I'll be here. I'll be anywhere across the internet. Whenever you feel any difficulty, drop me a message. I'll make that clear. This is the official website of Oxford, and they are showing you the same. I didn't make it from my own side. The set of letters, symbols in a fixed order of a language. The letters of any alphabet. Alphabet is just one singular word. This alphabet, that alphabet, alpha is the first letter of the Greek alphabet. It's not alphabets. Can I get a thumbs up? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Understand? Thank you so much. And I belong to North India, to be honest. Okay. When I taught this in offline classes, I didn't used to teach online some 7 years ago. I thought, to be honest, this is my honesty to all of you. I used to think probably in my area, they teach wrong. There is only one alphabet, they teach 26, the teachers. I went online 5, 6, 7 years ago. I asked students from Delhi, from say Kolkata, from Lucknow, from South India as well. I have taught South Indian students for 3 years straight, if I say. 26? You are also taught the same. You belong to Delhi, the capital city. No, sir, we were also taught 26. Except very few people who come across on the very first day and say there is only one alphabet in English. The answer remains the same. There are 26 alphabet. Yes, there are 26 alphabets in English language. No, brother, sister, dear. There is only one alphabet in any language. If I were speaking Hindi, I could have made it more clear if I say in Hindi also you have the same. If I put words, for example, is not an alphabet. That's not the whole Varnmala, what they say in Hindi. A is not the whole Varnmala of Hindi. Ka is not the whole Varnmala, but putting all these all together in a fixed order, ka, kha, ga, ga, and such, that's the Varnmala that they call alphabet in English. And also taken from not English, from Greek, alpha, beta, altogether. Thank you so much for bearing with me. Your objections will be welcome. Okay, so I came across this A, B, C, D up to X, Y. Hold on a sec. What do we pronounce? We say Z or we say Z? Some comments from your side. I remember comments from your side. My teacher used to teach me Z in school. X, Y, Z. Yes, I remember. But if I say Z, we have some channels on television. They do not say ZTV. They say ZTV. Z cinema, Z music and such. So what's the correct pronunciation? In this world of internet, Z, Nitin, we must have patience. The only thing I've asked, patience and attention, okay? No problem. Not everything has a one-word answer. Dragon Ball Z, I do remember that. But my school teacher used to teach me Z, wasn't it? Teachers during school. Okay, that was wrong. 26 alphabets. No, that was wrong. But I think that was the correct pronunciation. Quick comments, quick. We have to save our time. Was it Z or was it Z? A couple of answers from your side. Quick. Let's interact with each other. I hope that will be feasible. You will stay connected. You will have your voice heard. That if I asked something, I got the answer. Not In online classes, we don't get the answers quick. Z, I will say what you have marked. I also got this Z in English. In school, if I say better. But Nitin, thank you. Z and Z. Cool, 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 cool. Now, please pay attention to me for next 5 minutes. The things you are going to get will stay in your mind forever, will help you forever in this world of internet, if I be honest. I too have never ever heard Z in school. But Neha, this is an English medium batch, and there are many who are from South India, if I'm not wrong. So it differs, as I marked. It differs. What is taught here, what is taught there, what is taught there. So, because we learn things in Hindi, they probably I don't know. They probably learn things of English in English. Probably we learn in Hindi, huh? Okay, we have the answer to this. I have one more question. I think we can be unanimous to this. Uh, 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 I have gone through school and I got the spelling of COLOU. This is the very first day, which is the introduction to this language. Not on every day we'll be discussing what is beneficial across the internet. But yes, on every single day, we will be discussing what is good for us, what is precise for us when it comes to competitive examinations, especially SSC. Every single day we will get this. What about the spelling of color or the plural one, colors? Is this? I think yes, Neha. But I opened my television and it was something such, if I'm not wrong. COLORS. So are they illiterate? They're not aware of the spelling of the word colors? Quick. What did you come across in your school time about the spelling of colors? What was that? I'm sure, Neha, that was this. But we have this on the internet, across television, internet, Google, and such. People here combine. You can read this and do remember this. It will happen n number of times. I'll have to say that is correct. Whatever you have read is all correct. But it's not going to work in SSC. It's not going to work in bank. It's not going to work in, say, UPSC CDS, say RBI grade B, and such. Thank you, whoever you are. Hey, dear. Perfect. Can't pronounce your name, but you are absolutely correct. If everyone knows this, that there is a difference between British English and American English, we won't be fighting over accents and such. Come on, I'm teaching all these things to you. I hope you will like this. Hey, is that vitamin or is that vitamin? It's vitamin actually, not vitamin. Come on, you. That's all correct to say vitamin as well as vitamin. You ask me, I'll show you across here. On the panel, I'll show you from Oxford, from Cambridge, from Longmans, from Macmillan's, the official sources, not from Google. It's vitamin, it's vitamin. The difference is of British English and American English. In British, generally they say vitamin, what we have heard from our school time, but in American, they say vitamin, what we come across nowadays on the internet, on TV, on news and such. Don't we? Sir, I watched your classes and you were saying either. That's not either, that's either. Both are correct. Either is the one which is preferred in British English, either is preferred in American English. However, both are considered correct in both the languages. They prefer this, they prefer that. Uh, is it neither? The same goes for neither and neither. Is it often or often? Both are fine. Both are absolutely fine. Americans say often. Britishers, on the other hand, say often. I call often. I'm not a Britisher, but yes, since for examinations I have to teach British English, for which I speak British also. So it's British, it's American, that is getting merged in our brain. Why? Because since childhood, we have come across British English, the official one, written, marked in the books. I repeat, in books, we come across British English. But nowadays, from the internet, WhatsApp, Instagram, Snapchat, etc., What we hear, what we come across is the American one. Because Google belongs to the US, because Facebook belongs to the US, because Instagram belongs to the US, YouTube belongs to the US, and such. And I think that's maturity. Not every influencer, famous personality on Instagram, on YouTube, etc., is an official one PhD from Oxford University. They get famous for their content, not for their English. Sir, I heard one of the celebrities pronouncing this, or that. He may be pronouncing that because he got influenced, he got the knowledge of English from the internet, which is sheer American. You have to appear in SSC, say banking, say RBI, or any other competitive examination, which follow the British English. Is that okay? So we must have a clear picture in our mind, just like when we communicate with our friends. Oh, coming or not? I'll kill you. This is the conversation we can have with our friends. But with our father or to our father, we can't have that conversation. I hope you understand. So please use British English. We have to at any cost, either you like it or not, in examinations. Yes, you can use American on internet, on say WhatsApp, on Instagram, etc. Is that okay? Let's have some clear examples. These are the ones I mark on a daily basis. It's Z, it's Z. This is British, this is American. That's why on TV we come across ZTV, Neha. But during school we were taught Z. That's the reason behind it. This is color, British. This is color, American. You can go through that. This is organization, and number of variations in British English have Z, S, 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 S. This is the UK one. And number of words such which differ in American English have this Z, because for American I'll have to say Z. The Z one, organization, organization. Say equalizer, equalizer, and many such. We have this and this in British and American. Last question before I show you a lot of things. Is it gray or if I ask gray? Quick comment from your side. Which one is correct? Let me watch this. Grey. This is correct. But if I look at Gray, seems correct to me. Which one is correct? Thank you so much for saving time. Both are correct. What I was putting forth here was the same. If you know this, you do not know this, that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. That may exist in a different world, in a different language. Both are correct. Trust me, and don't trust me. Do not trust me. Ask, sir, please show on Oxford. However, I won't teach wrong. I have been teaching for last 11 years. Thousands of students have been working in different organizations. But in case you don't trust me, you can ask. I will show you. Both are correct. Quite easy to remember. E for England. This is the British one. Grey, the British one. This is the American one. A for America. Isn't this easy? Grey, Gray, E for England, A for America. Both spellings are considered correct. I'm sending you the link right now. I request all of you to go through some slides. Just wait a minute. Wait a minute. Just wait a minute. You guys can go through this. These are the general words that we come across or may come across in our daily life. Not that beneficial for the examinations, but yes, many words here have been asked in examinations. A clear picture that we shouldn't be biased. We must not be biased when it comes to examinations. Thank you so much, Idea. Thanks a lot for the respect, honestly. This is the link one can join. I send, say, daily vocabulary and the free classes. One more thing you guys can exploit, can make use of. Just a sec. Today at 7 p.m. we have a class on the English medium YouTube channel of oliveboard. Today at 7 p.m. we have a class in which we'll be preparing for CGL Tier 2. If any one of you is preparing for that, no problem if you're not. You can get what you will have to get some months later. See you today at 7 p.m. if you are free on the Oliveboard channel on YouTube. And tomorrow onwards, 6 p.m. This is Monday, this is Tuesday, this is Wednesday. Objections heartily welcome. A thumbs up. Once you are done, we go ahead. Done. I'm sorry. Some of the words I think all of us know: gynecologist, pediatrician, but that's the correct spelling or this is the correct spelling? Both are correct. Thank you. That's why the title of today's session says Basics of English. What English is, we'll start comparative English the very next day. Done? People who have just a thumbs up need not write again and again. Done? Rest of us, should I show the next slide? Thank you. In simple words, both variate in terms of A, E, and E alone. Aesthetic, I think we know in terms of beauty, anemia, anesthesia, gynecologist, pediatrician, and such. British and American. Next. Done? Perfect. This is appalling. That's appalling. Horrifying. Carburetor, not used nowadays, but yes. In scooters, if our fathers have, you can ask him, he better know what a carburetor in a scooter is. Counselor, counseling the same way. Disheveled, your hair when you pass hands or fingers through your hair and make them untidy, this is dishevel. Distill water in chemistry, if I think you have gone through. Okay, changing slide in 10 seconds. Next, the same stuff, difference in L and double L. I think done. The same stuff again in different words. Enrollment, enrollment. Fulfill, fulfill. Installment, some of the words we come across on a daily basis. Installments, nothing new, but it has a couple of different variant spellings in British and in American. Instill, skillful, woolen, and such. Done. So that is defense and defense, different spellings in British English and American English. You watch movies, you will come across this. You go to an institute, we'll go through this. License and license, offense, pretense, to make pretense and such. So, which spelling is correct? Judgment or judgment? Fastest fingers first. Which is correct? Judgment? I think the first one. Quick. Yes, I do think the first one. Quick. What about the others? That is something I have been teaching for last 30 minutes. This is something I have been teaching for last 30 minutes. That if we have come across this, that does not define this is the only variation in this language. We may not have noticed something else also exists. Both are correct. No problem. Neha, both are correct. One is British, the other one is American, like the rest of the words. Yes, yes, yes. The E one that we are fond of using is the British one. Done. This is an extra. I think you've come across the extra part of a novel, of books also, the additional ones. Glycerine. Is it correct? And everyone, we are mature. You can check in the official dictionaries. It exists. I was taught by the teacher, a new teacher, because to many of you I may be new. Is this correct? I have never come across Neha. Grill sandwich? Is this? No. The same words I'll say again. We are fond of watching American English on the internet that we have in our hands every single day. Your mobile phone, your PC, YouTube, WhatsApp, Google, and such. What was taught in the books, but grill sandwich wasn't taught in the books, so we are fond of using that. But this is correct. That's the spelling of ton. Maybe surprising. I'll ask you tomorrow. Did you check this? Do check. For your clarity, I am 100% correct. I am 100% correct, not in terms of overconfidence, but that's the confidence because they've been verified and taken from official sources. Official sources. Okay, next. A word SSC has asked n number of times. Neha, a word they have asked in spell check n number of times. This is also a disease. I think easy, just three words. Remember the spelling of diarrhea. Both are fine. I know seems awkward, but you have the, what should I say, freedom to verify. You have the freedom to verify. Do verify, no problem. But trust me, I'm not teaching anything wrong, nor will I. Maneuver are the skills. These are the skills that we must show whenever in need, just like the flight having great turbulence, but the pilot saved all the passengers, all the flight crew using his maneuvers of pilots, of drivers, of those captains on ship and such. So these are the maneuvers, the skills you possess. Okay, that was my time. Thank you so much for being here. We will resume the day after tomorrow. We will have 4 classes a week in this batch. I hope that was beneficial to all of you. Before I leave, any doubt, query, comments, objections from your side, heartily welcome. Do feed me back with available words. Would love to see you in the upcoming classes the very next day. Thanks to you Thanks to you, honestly. And feel free to say if anything objected to you. If you had any objection, feel free to say. I'm always open to feedback. Always. Thank you, Neha. Thank you. I'll be able to pronounce your name. I'll be able to. In a couple of days, I will learn how to. That was my first class and too beneficial. Thank you, Nitin. Thank you. Can't pronounce your name. Neha, thanks a lot. Thank you, Neha. Honestly, yes, it was your first class as a regular batch. You have always attended the last two target batches. Thank you. Okay, so finishing this off now. See you pretty soon in the next class. And if you guys are free, see you in the evening at 7 today on the English Medium channel in another English class but targeting Tier 2. See you in the evening at 7 p.m. today. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, brother.